You may notice that the very aesthetically pleasing lights that are usually in the background are not on in this video, and that's because when I was last filming, I left them on, and now they're out of battery, so it's just gonna look like that for the meantime. Hey guys, it's Kathleen, and today I'm going to be taking you guys through my TBR shelf. So, as you can see, there's a lot of books on this thing, and there's also a bunch of books up top of my bookshelf and scattered around my room. So this is not even the entire shelf, so I predict this is going to be a really long video, but I think it's going to be fun. Basically, you guys are just going to get a glimpse of how many books I buy and how many books I haven't read yet, because it's kind of ridiculous. I know I just did a TBR video the other day, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to film today, so I thought this might be fun. Without further ado, if you're interested in seeing the ridiculous amount of books that are on my TBR, then keep watching. So for here we have I've done in past videos, so I'm not going to focus on them too much, but for example, this one is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. I've been meaning to get to this for a while. Hopefully that will come this month. That's what I said the other day. We'll see if that remains true. Replica by Lauren Oliver, also one I'm trying to get to this month. Once again, who knows if I actually will. You never know. This doesn't belong here. This is Remember Me by Christopher Pike. I think I read this when I was in grade 8, so this doesn't belong here. Don't know why it's here at all, to be honest, but I guess I just needed space for it because it's a ginormous book. Exit Pursued by a Bear, also not on my TBR. Don't know why that book's here. Knife and Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I really don't know much about this book at all, to be honest. I just bought it because I really like Patrick Ness, so it seemed like it was going to be a good one. It seems very weird, but I'm weird, so hopefully I'll like it. This book is the randomest thing ever. It's called Spinning Out, and it's by David Stoller Jr. I have this because my friend got it for me for my birthday this year. She bought it for me because when I was in grade 12, I was in a production of Man of La Mancha. I was the stage manager anyway, and this involves teenagers who were in a production of Man of La Mancha. Surprise, surprise. This is The Watsons Go to Birmingham, 1963. I don't really know anything about this. I just remember I saw it on a list, I think on BuzzFeed, of like underrated children's books or something you should read, and so I was like, cool, that looks good. I turned out I had it on my shelf and I was gonna get rid of it, and I decided not to. We'll see if I ever get to this too. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I bought this book because there was so much hype surrounding it, and I have a bunch of friends who are really into it. I feel like it's not going to turn out to be my kind of book. I don't like a lot of really graphic sexual content, and I know that's in this series a lot, so maybe I can just skip over it. So we have some classics here. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen, 1984 by James Orwell. They both have their $6 stickers on them because they were on for 3 for $10 at work. So I bought 6 classics books like last summer at some point, and I've been meaning to get to them forever, and I keep having these moods where I keep thinking to myself, wow, I really want to read some classics, and then I just don't do it. So we'll see about that. Snow Like Ashes is a high fantasy I'm hoping to get to at some point this year. Who knows if it'll happen? We're gonna see. I'm hoping by the end of the summer I'll read this. I cannot tell you the plot, but it looks interesting, and I've heard the first one's really good. I've just heard that the sequels are not as good. So we'll see what I think of those. Lullabies for Little Criminals by Heather O'Neill. This is a book I totally would not have picked up on my own, but it was at a HarperCollins event last year, and she was there, and she signed all them, and she's super nice. It's about Canadians, I think, in Montreal, and has something to do with gangs, maybe? I don't know the exact storyline of this book. Maybe I'll read it and find out. I think it's one of those ones that I'm gonna need to be in a really literary mood for, so probably won't pick this up as a fun summer beach read, but it seems neat. The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. I've heard so many mixed things about this. I have very little thoughts on what this is about. I know it's a love story. I know it splits the world. That's about it. A lot of people have given this very mixed reviews, so I am curious what I will think of it eventually. I was given it by a coworker of my mother's who was moving and had a bunch of books that she wanted to get rid of, so I was just given this. And yeah, I will probably read it someday. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This I'm actually really looking forward to. I think it's going to be really good. It's a retelling of the story of Achilles and Patroclus? I don't know. In my first year of university, I was in a program that required me to study a lot of like Greek history, Roman history, that sort of thing. So I think this should be really fun and interesting. I didn't read the Iliad, but I did read the Odyssey, so kind of in that same family. And I'm excited to pick this up. I've heard it's really, really amazing. This is An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth by Chris Hadfield. I never remove the Heather's Pick stickers from things, and I don't know why. Oh, no. Guys, no. Look. Oh, I've done the thing. Okay, we're gonna fix this. I'm just gonna have to scrape. I got most of that off, Anyway, what I was saying is that I buy books a lot of the time and I just put them on my shelf and I never get to them. This one I actually bought because Chris Hadfield came to my store and he did a signing. He's a pretty famous Canadian astronaut and I missed him at the store. I didn't get to work that event because I had a class that night and I couldn't miss another one. So I was really sad about it, but this is a signed copy, which is why I bought it, and I've read like the first chapter and it seems good so far, so someday I will get back to this. The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This has been one that's been here since November, I think. Not as bad as some books. I have books that have been here way longer, but this is one I'm hoping to get to this summer. It's really pretty. It's a contemporary, as far as I know, about two immigrants who meet and fall in love over the course of one day. Sounds a bit insta-lovey, but I think I will like it anyway. It also has a Heather's Pick sticker, just hanging out. Am I gonna ruin my book again? We're gonna see. Don't fail me, Heather. Oh, we did it. These next two I mentioned the other day in my July TBR, so I won't go in depth into them, but we have Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han and Released by Patrick Ness. I'm excited to get to both of these. I think they're going to be really good. I've been looking forward to both of them for a really long time. We have The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I am so nervous going into this book because I have friends who absolutely hated it. They thought it was one of the worst contemporaries they ever read. So I only bought it because it was $6 at the time and I had hopes for it. I like contemporary a lot more than those friends, so I can handle things that they don't think are as quality. I've definitely heard mixed things about it, but I have heard some good things, so I am hopeful. This one is The Light Between Oceans, also wearing a 2 for $15 sticker. I just love a good sticker. And this is by M.L. Stedman. I bought this for no particular reason. I think I had a gift card to Chapters, so I purchased it. That's about it. It seems like it's gonna be sad. The Young Elites is like not even really fair to consider on my TBR. It's been sitting on my currently reading shelf on Goodreads for about a year and a half now. Should probably remove that. But I don't like this book very much, so I'm not really sure why it's here. I may DMF it. I don't know. I don't want to give up on it. Like, I'm already 200 pages in, and it's one of those ones I keep telling myself I'll get back to, but I just don't like it. So it's really hard for me to convince myself to go back to it. But maybe I will. Maybe I will eventually. Who knows? This is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. Cover of my dreams. It is beautiful. I've heard the plot kind of sucks, but like, look at this. This is stunning. I love it. I will read it just because the cover is so freaking pretty. I have literally no clue what these next two books are about. This is called Dreams Come True, and it is by... Where's the author on this? Is there even an author? Oh, Marie Marcard? I speak French. Marcard? I speak French, but I don't know if that's actually French or not. I don't know. Anyway, Marie Marcard is what I'm going to say for now. Anyway, it's a true Romeo and Juliet romance, apparently. Yeah! This is The Cage by Megan Shepherd. It looks dramatic. And by the way, those books that I have no clue what they're about, I did not buy them myself. They were once again given to me by my mom's coworker. So I'm not just picking random books off the shelf because they look dramatic or they have pretty covers. This has also been on my currently reading shelf on Goodreads for about a year and a half, and once again, should probably remove it. But this is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. This came out almost 2 years ago. I got 2 chapters in, and I still haven't gone through it. I don't know why. It's just one that I didn't enjoy as much. I like the Trials of Apollo series a lot better, so I don't know when I'm going to get back to this, but I have hopes that I will. Next here we have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I'm actually really excited to read this. This is a historical fiction taking place in World War II, and I believe it's centered on a group of women during that time. I don't know much about it otherwise, but so many people say that this is a wonderful book. I've had a lot of people say it's one of the best books they've ever read, so I am looking forward to this. Now we have Half Bad by Sally Green. This is another one I bought because it was $5.99, as you can see, because I just don't remove stickers. Oh, and this one's not coming off, guys. It's tricky. Okay. We're going to leave that sticker there for now because that's not coming off. This is about a boy who has magical powers. I know it's a British fantasy. I don't know much about it beyond that. A lot of people have said that the sequels are not as good, but I bought it anyway because it was on sale and I like to give things a chance. Don't need too much detail on the next two because they were on my TBR the other day, but I have My Lady Jane and then An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. There are 3 authors for this. They are Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I just never want to say all of them at once because I'm never going to remember them. But anyhow, looking forward to this a lot. Seems like it's going to be really funny. Looking forward to this. Seems like it's going to be a really cool book. The Female of the Species by Mandy McGuinness. I've meant to get to this forever. I remember I bought this because of a HarperCollins, not ad, but I think they posted about this in like October. And I saw it and I thought to myself, holy crap, I need this book. and I'm really excited for it. It seems really cool. It has a really cool cover, and apparently it deals with feminism and girl hate and all that, so I am down for this book. So now we have some classics. We have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. We have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. We have Mansfield Park by Jane Austen, and then we have The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Hopefully in the near future I can get to these books. They're all classics I've wanted to read for a long time, so yeah, maybe someday. Honestly, this next one is one I don't know if I'll ever finish. This is No Safety in Numbers by Danielle Lawrence. I bought this like 2.5 years ago. I got to maybe chapter 3 or 4 and it just started to bore me. I was not interested, so I doubt I'm going to pick this back up anytime soon. I feel like if I bought a book more than 2 years ago before I started working at chapters, then it's probably a book I'm either never going to get to or I'm never going to finish it, and this is probably one of those. Then we have Ivory and Bone by Julie Espo. I got this over a year ago now. Again, another one that I just have not made time to pick up, and to be honest, I read the first chapter and it's a little boring looking, so I don't know if I'm ever going to get to this. Another classic, we have Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I've heard this is really amazing and it seems like a book I would like. Lots of teen angst, totally my thing, so I am hoping to get to this. I did buy this more than 2 years ago, but it is one I'm actually interested in reading, so we do hope to get to this soon. Then we have the most beaten up book I own, and that is Stolen by Lucy Christopher. But the reason it looks like this is because my sister lent this to her friend, and her friend returned it like this. So don't lend books out to friends, kids. I've read about the first half of this, and every time I pick it up, I really enjoy it, and then I put it down, and I never get back to it, and I don't know why. Stolen is about a girl who's literally stolen. She gets kidnapped and taken to a remote location in Australia. I don't remember a lot of it beyond that, but I am excited to pick this up again someday. Who knows when that will be, but hopefully soon. These next two are middle grade, and then that one is Ratburger by David Walliams. I've never read a David Walliams book, so maybe I'll get to this someday. I do want to read more middle grade, so I think that this would be a good one for that. Then we have The Nest by Kenneth Opel. I've heard this is super creepy and weird, so it sounds like it could be an interesting little middle grade read. Again, hoping to read more middle grade books so I have better recommendations for people, so that is one that I do want to get to. Then we have Emma by Jane Austen, which seems like it's actually going to be a Jane Austen book I'll really love and enjoy, just based on what I've heard and the plot, so I'm excited to get to this. I also really want to watch Emma Approved, which is in the same vein as the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, which is my most favorite thing of all time, but I haven't read this yet and I don't like to watch the thing before I read it, so I want to read it and then I can watch the thing. Then here we have The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. My mom got this for me a while back at a library book sale, I think, and it seems really neat. It's really short, so hopefully it won't be a long read, but I've definitely heard it's very literary for a fantasy, and it's supposed to be really good. I don't have much more to say about it. So then we have a few books that I got a couple months ago. We have Thanks for the Trouble by Tommy Wallach, Your Welcome Universe by Whitney Gardner. Really excited to read this. Cannot wait for this one. We have Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour, Highly Illogical Behavior by John Corey Whaley, and then finally we have Future Perfect by Jen Larson. A few of these next ones I got while I was away, so we have White Teeth by Z.D. Smith, Under Rose-Tinted Skies by Louise Gornell. The cover is now slightly bent. Isn't that fun? A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. Really looking forward to this. I've heard so many amazing things about how beautiful this is, and I love The Kite Runner, so if it's anything like that, then I will probably really enjoy this. We Were on a Break by Lindsay Kelk. I literally know nothing about this book, but I meant to get to it a few months ago, so I hope it's funny. I'm planning on doing another top 3 worst 3 video soon, hopefully chicklet, and I need a third chicklet that I don't like that much, so I'm not hoping this will be one of them. Not hoping that. But if it did, then it won't feel like I wasted it, at least. It'll be for a video. Now, finally, we have Persuasion by Jane Austen. I planned on getting this when I went to Europe, and I never did, but I am looking forward to reading this. I think it'll be good. It's super short, less than 200 pages from what I can tell, and I'm looking forward to this in my quest to finally read all of Jane Austen's books. This one was on my TBR for July. This is The Best Kind of People by Zoe Whittle. I am excited to read this book. I think it's going to be really good. It's a Canadian author, so that makes me really happy, and it should be a neat book. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed this ridiculous TBR video. I don't know how I have this many books, and to be honest, I don't think I realized that I had this many books on my TBR shelves, but I do. Someday, I hope to get to all of these. I really do want to read them all and get them all finished and have them not be on my TBR, that would be nice, and to have really reduced my TBR. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I upload videos every Tuesday and Friday, so subscribe if you would like to see more. And in the meantime, I will see you guys next time. Bye!